Due to popular demand, this was a bitch to rank. I'm Boss LP6, back to another video, and today I'm going to be ranking every Undertaker SummerSlam match from worst to best. Yes, I went on Discord the other day in my wrestling server, and I decided, you know what? Why don't you guys help me figure out what SummerSlam match rankings for a wrestler I should do next? Now, the options were Undertaker, Triple H, and Kane. A lot of people said Undertaker, and I'm giving you guys what they want. Give the people what they want. And yes, sorry if my hair is a little wonky. I didn't just wake up. I had to get out of a shower. But anyways, this was kind of a bitch to rank. Not only because Undertaker has a lot of matches. I had to determine which one was the worst. Because Undertaker is one of my favorites. He's had a lot of shitty SummerSlam matches. And boy, oh boy, we will talk about those here in a little bit. So anyways, let me know down in the comment section what your ranking is, what's your favorite or your least favorite Undertaker SummerSlam match in the comments below. With that out of the way, ladies and gentlemen, let's go on to number 16 versus Giant Gonzalez at SummerSlam 93 in the Rest in Peace match. What the hell is that? It's a no-holds-barred match, essentially. And good Lord Almighty, this match blew. This was not a good match. It was a bit better than their Mania match, but that's not saying a lot, folks. That's what, if you've seen my worst WrestleMania matches, that's in my top, I think, 10, I think. This match is boring, slow, and just forgettable. I'm not trying to, defame the dead. Elegante, I'm sure, is a nice guy. He was mainly an attraction. He couldn't wrestle. He couldn't walk. But my God, he was so bad in the ring. Watch his stretcher match with Sid at, what was it, Super Bowl 2 or Super Bowl 1? That is one of the worst matches I've ever seen. And him and Nails had a match at G1 Climax back in the 90s. Oh dear. Bad match. Very bad match. Number 15 versus Kamala, 1992. Match won about 3.5 minutes and in a DQ. Everybody go home. Literally, that's what happened. Nothing else. Nothing else to it. Number 14 versus DDP and Canyon. Steel cage match. 2001. Yep. SummerSlam 2001 was a pretty fun show, and then this bullshit happened. This was the ultimate burial of two pretty good athletes. Now, in my Discord, I had a chat with my good buddy Matt, and him and I did a booking on how we would avoid this situation. How we would have booked it, or how I would have booked it, is DDP and Canyon and Undertaker basically kill each other in this match. Give it 15 minutes, everybody bleed buckets. In the end, Taker and Kane win because yada yada. And then that will create dissension between Canyon and DDP, and then they'll go on their separate ways, and Canyon would be in the mid card, and DDP will float in the the upper mid card. That's not what happened here. After this, DDP and Kane were nothing but jokes. I mean, DDP was kind of a joke to begin with because he was the Undertaker stalker for God knows why. Why did Vince do that? I will never understand. But this match, it's one of the most infamous burials in wrestling history. It's not hard to see why. Number 13, Undertaker versus Undertaker, 1994. One of the worst main events in SummerSlam history, and it's not hard to see why. Why is this above Kamala, Gonzalez, and DDP and Canyon? Well, I did enjoy the Leslie Nielsen, storyline that they were doing. Even though a lot of people said it sucked, I actually kind of enjoyed it. I thought it was actually pretty entertaining. And the fake Undertaker is Brian Lee, I believe Undertaker's cousin, who would get arrested for disturbing the neighborhood, and the news would say Undertaker arrested, and then the real Mark Calloway was freaking pissed about that. Paul Bearer said it fine when he did interviews. It was absolutely hilarious, but besides that, this match meant nothing. So mad that Bret Hart and Owen Hart did not main event this, but this did. Okay, you can have one of the best steel cage matches in wrestling history between two brothers that are basically going for each other's necks for a world title. No, this had to be the main event for a storyline that went on for a couple months. Okay. Again, nothing to the match. This match meant absolutely nothing. Number 12 versus Kama, 1995 casket match. Again, boring, forgettable, nothing. Nothing. It's above Taker versus Taker and the other matches, only because it's cool to see Undertaker versus Kama in a bullshit, stupid storyline that they were doing. Again, nothing to the match, absolutely terrible. Number 11 versus A-Train, aka Albert, 2003. Yeah, this was in the midst of Undertaker trying to get his revenge and the whole Sable thing for reasons. Again, nothing really to the match. There's a couple cool spots, but in the end, meh. SummerSlam 03 was very half and half. And it didn't help much that the frickin' theme song was Metallica's Saint Anger. That album really describes SummerSlam 2003 as a whole. Some good parts, but a lot of bullshit. And trust me, that main event is the pinnacle of bullshit. Yeah, this match was just whatever. Didn't really care for it. Stephanie got a pop for reasons. Yeah, just not a lot of substance to it. Number 10 versus JBL, 2004. They did the Mexican wave on The Undertaker. Bizarro World! Yeah, this was a very bizarre pay-per-view. Very, very bizarre. It's only memorable for, one, the people doing the Mexican wave during an Undertaker match, and one of the fans almost ruined the limo spot at the end where Undertaker chokeslammed JBL through the roof of the limo, which was a cool visual, but the fan nearly ruined it. Besides that, boring, went on for way too long. After 2003, Undertaker had some ring rust and it really showed. He didn't really get back into it maybe until 2002 with that feud with Orton. But man, and it kind of sucks too because JBL was not a good wrestler. He had a pretty good title reign. I will admit he had the rocket strapped to him way too soon. A lot of his matches always ended in bullshit DQs. I get it, he's a chicken shit heel and all that stuff, but really, every match had to end in an interference. Seriously, look at JBL when he won the title at Great American Bash 04. He won on a technicality. He beat Undertaker by DQ. Then Heidenreich had to help him at the Last Ride match and No Mercy. And then he kind of cheated his way to beat Booker T at Survivor Series. Then he had to have Heidenreich help him again in the Fatal 4-Way at Armageddon. It's stupid. And the Cabinet had to help him in the Triple Threat at the Royal Rumble 05. And then the way he won his steel cage barbed wire match against the Big Show was pretty impressive. And that was one of the best endings in my opinion, though John Cena had to attack JBL afterwards. The way JBL won that match was absolutely hilarious. But besides that, nothing. But I'm going off track here. Again, match was boring, went on for way too long. It comes in at number 10. Number 9 versus Kane, 2000. Yeah, again, another boring affair. Undertaker was going after Kane's mask to try to unmask him, and this was just a boring no DQ match. This was literally, it ended in no contest. They both kept fighting and it just ended in no contest. Kane got steps thrown at him. His mask got taken off and you got to see little glimpses of Kane before he officially unmasked in 03. Yeah, just nothing to this match. Nothing. From here on out, these matches are kind of enjoyable for what they are. Number 8 versus Test, 2002. Not a bad match, but not a great one either. Test and The Undertaker had a pretty decent match here. It was the Un-Americans versus the American Badass after Taker had a heel run from December '01 to, I think, July of 2002, either July or August, I think, and then he just turned face out of absolutely nowhere because he cut a patriotic promo because the Un-Americans were a pretty good group, if I will be honest. And then he had this match here with Tess, which again wasn't bad, but just kind of mediocre. And it's a shame too because these two are pretty good athletes. Number 7 versus Kane and X-Pac. Undertaker and Big Show versus Kane and X-Pac, 1999. Tag title match, it was fun. X-Pac being the smallest out of the giants, kind of David versus a Goliath, storytelling here, but X-Pac wouldn't quit, and Undertaker's getting pissed. He's like, choke slam him. He kicked out, and Undertaker's like, what the and then he tombstoned X-Pac, and him and Show won the tag titles, and then they lost it to Rocket Sock Connection on Raw after Taker left the Big Show in the ring to suffer double people's elbow. Okay, then. Let's be fair, Undertaker was not good in 1999. He was bloated. He was uninspired. He wasn't doing good. Injuries were piling up onto him. He took a break and then came back at Judgment Day 2000. And then cost The Rock the WWF title because of reasons. But in the end, fine match here. Number 6 versus Orton, 2005. Pretty damn good follow-up to their WrestleMania match. But then it got a little clunky towards the end. Good match here. The RKO spot. Cowboy Bob Orton being that fan and costing an Undertaker the match. Orton won, that shocked the hell out of everyone. Even the commentators were shocked. But yeah, good match here, but not as good as their Mania match. But it's still a pretty good follow-up. The Orton feud in 2005 was good, and then it got a bit weird towards the end where Orton and Cowboy Bob took on Undertaker in a handicap casket match, which we needed to see Cowboy Bob Orton in 2005. No, we did not need to see him wrestle in 2005. And then Armageddon, 2005, in a Hell in a Cell match where Cowboy Bob Orton bled, and he got blood on The Undertaker. Oh, by the way, have I forgot to mention that Cowboy Bob Orton had hepatitis C? Thankfully, Undertaker didn't have it, but what the hell? Taker was pissed. I wouldn't blame him. Anyways, number 5 versus Lesnar, Undertaker's basically final match at SummerSlam in 2015. That Brock feud was pretty damn good, if I have to say so myself. Even though they only had 2 matches. This was a good match here. They had a better match, in my opinion, at Hell in a Cell. But it was still pretty good. Taker being a heel, which is kind of odd, but at the same time, I can kind of understand. Good stuff here. That 5 through the table. And then Taker basically cheated to win, where Brock had him in a Kimura, but the referee rang the bell, and then we got, replay where Taker tapped out, but the ref never saw it. The bell rung, Undertaker low blows Lesnar, and then puts him in Hell's Gate, and Lesnar's flipping him off like this, and and I like the line by Michael Cole, a defiant Lesnar, he's flipping him off. Lesnar passes out, Taker wins, the crowd kind of shits on it. But after the match, Heyman's like, your winner, Brock Lesnar. And then they have a Hell in a Cell match a month later. Good storytelling, pretty damn good match. Comes in at number 5. Number 4, versus Austin, 1998. We're on the highway to hell. People say that this match isn't really that good, considering the hype. I thought it was a pretty fun match for what it was. Austin he was bigger than Hogan at this point, and that's saying something because Hogan was part of the NWO, and you know, the whole storyline with him and Taker being unlikely tag team champions and then not being unlikely tag team champions, but they're being an unlikely tag team for reasons. Just a clash of styles and all that stuff. Fun match. Yeah, very fun match. That leg drop spot, Jesus Christ, where Undertaker about decapitated Austin off the top rope through an announcer table. That was brutal. And then Austin won the stunner. 1, 2, 3. Crowd was happy. Crowd loved it. The whole thing where Undertaker and Kane are in cahoots thing, that kind of got botched up towards the end, but I kind of enjoyed the storyline for what it was. So, overall, fun match. I enjoyed it. Number 3, versus Mankind. 1996, the Boiler Room Brawl. Yeah, the first ever one, and holy shite, this was pretty brutal. In terms of, oh my god, how did Foley not die? Literally, he went through, I think, like a box of nails, like, just, oh my god. This match is just insane from start to finish. The way you win is if you get into the ring and Paul Bearer gives you the urn, then you win the match, I think. This is mainly memorable for Paul Bearer turning on The Undertaker and joining up with Mankind, and that continues the storyline with Taker getting his revenge on Mankind and trying to get his revenge on Bearer, and then that will lead to Kane's alive, Undertaker! That was a terrible Paul Bearer impersonation. Rest in peace, William Moody. Anyways, this was a fun brawl from start to finish. Enjoyed the hell out of it. Number 2, it's my favorite SummerSlam match from Edge. Undertaker versus Edge, Hell in a Cell 2008. It's one of the best feuds. It kind of started in 07 and then it worked its way up to 08. Great series of matches. This is their best in my opinion. Their SummerSlam match, I think, is tied with their TLC match for second best. But damn, the matches these two had. They always had good chemistry. Very fun. Very, very enjoyable. Great match. The spots are insane. That camera shot from Taker to Edge. Oh my god. The concerto. Oof. The choke slam through 2 tables. The spear through the cell. The spear through the announcer's table. The spear on the steps. Ouch. The inverted DT on the steps, even ouch, and then Undertaker sends Edge to hell. Okay, it was a way to write Edge off because I think Edge had an injury, I think, that or he just wanted to take some time off. And that's it. Fantastic match. What else do I have to say? It's one of the best Hell in a Cell match, one of the best SummerSlam matches, one of the best SummerSlam main events. Great feud, great storyline, great clash of styles. Comes in at number 2. But number 1... come on, guys. Undertaker vs. Bret Hart, 1997. Shawn Michaels special guest referee for WWF title. Great stuff. Yeah, this SummerSlam may be memorable for the Stone Cold Steve Austin neck injury. But don't exclude the main event, folks, because it's a damn good main event. I wouldn't say it's the best because Bret Hart's best is way better than this. I'm not saying this is a terrible match. No, this is my favorite Undertaker match. This is one of my favorite Bret Hart matches, in fact. Great match. This was way better than her match in 1996 at the Royal Rumble because that match was absolutely boring and Diesel cost Undertaker the match and all that bullshit. So yeah, great match here. Shawn, if Shawn was showing any bias towards Undertaker, he would be banned from wrestling. From Canada, and if Bret Hart lost, he would be banned from wrestling in the U.S. It was some weird storyline, but it all concludes where Bret spits in Shawn's face. Shawn goes to hit Bret with a chair, but Bret ducked, and Shawn hit Undertaker on accident. Shawn covers 1, 2, 3, and then that starts the Undertaker and Shawn feud. and all that stuff, and that will lead to Bret Hart winning the title and then losing it in the Montreal Screwjob. Yay! We can't let that go, even though it was 40 years later. It's not even been 40 years later. You know what I mean? Great match, fantastic stuff by two of the all-time greats. What can I say? It's number one. Anyway, folks, that's all the Undertaker SummerSlam matches. This has been a journey. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, tap the bell, share this with everyone, your pet turtle, your pet snack, or your monkey. Share it with your grandparents, friends, family, whatever the hell. Share it, damn it. Anyways, put it on a shirt. Put it in a coffin. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what your favorite Undertaker or your least favorite Undertaker match is down below. Subscribe and join the herd. Talk to you guys next video. Peace out.